World champion. What a run in Oregon in 2022. Backed it up with silver at Budapest the next year. 2:18 lifetime best. Kolian Gabsalays is a seasoned pro. And anyone that's been on the top spot of the World Championships should, well, be looked out today. He's also been on the podium at New York and last good performance 2:20 from Tokyo last year.
በሳውዲ አረቢያ ሪያድ ከተማ 50 ሺህ የሚጠጉ ተካፋዮች ባሉበት በመነሻው መስመር ላይ ተሰልፈዋል። ትንፋሻቸው አየሩ ላይ ይታያል። የልብ ትርታቸው በአንድነት ሲመታ የሚታየው ትዕይንት ልዩ ስሜትን ይፈጥራል። ይህ የ2026 የሪያድ ማራቶን ነው። የኢትዮጵያውያን አትሌቶች አስደናቂ በሚባል የበላይነት በሁለቱም ጾታ ያጠናቀቁበት መድረክ ከአንደኛ እስከ አምስተኛ ያለውን ይህንን ውድድር ኢትዮጵያውያኑ በወንዶችም በሴቶችም ለማንም አናስቀምስም በማለት በሚገርም ጥንካሬና ብልሃት ውድድሩን ሲያሸንፉ ተመልክተናል። ገና በማለዳው በሌሊቱ የልዑል ኑራህ ቢንት አብዱልረህማን ዩኒቨርሲቲ ግቢ በደመቀ እንቅስቃሴና በጉጉት ተሞልቶ ነበር። አምስተኛ እትሙ ላይ የደረሰው የሪያድ ማራቶን አስደናቂ ትዕይንት አሳይቶናል። የተወደዳችሁ የሸጋ ስፖርት ተከታታዮች በ2026 ከተደረጉ አስደናቂ የማራቶን ውድድሮች መካከል ኢትዮጵያውያን በአስገራሚ ብልጫ ያጠናቀቁበትን የሪያድ ማራቶንን ይዘንላችሁ መጥተናል። ላይክ፣ ሼር፣ ኮሜንት በማድረግ ይህ ቪዲዮ ለብዙ ሰዎች እንዲዳረስ አግዙን። ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰባችን መሆኑን እንዳትዘነጉት። አመቱ 2022 ነበረ። የዓለም ምርጥ የማራቶን ተወዳዳሪዎችን ወደ ሳውዲ አረቢያ ለማምጣት በተቀረጸ ደፋር ራዕይ የተጀመረው ይህ ውድድር አሁን ላይ በባህረ ሰላጤዋና በመካከለኛ ምስራቅ አካባቢ ካሉ ትልልቅ የጎዳና ላይ ሩጫዎች አንዱ ለመሆን በቅቷል። የዓለም አትሌቲክስ እውቅና የሰጠው ይህ ውድድር በዋና ከተማዋ ሪያድ ዘመናዊና ታሪካዊ ጎዳናዎች ላይ በተዘረጋ ማራቶን ይደረጋል። የዓለምን ምርጥ የረጅም ርቀት ሯጮች የሚስብ ሆኗል። ነገር ግን በዚህች ልዩ ማለዳ ላይ ፀሐይ በበረሃው ላይ ወጥታ የመነሻ መስመሩን ስታበራ ታሪክ ለመስራት የተዘጋጀች አንዲት ሀገር አለች። እርሷም ኢትዮጵያ ናት። የዘንድሮው የሪያድ ማራቶን ታይቶ በማይታወቅ ደመቅ ያለ ተሳትፎ የተካሄደ ነበረ። የሳውዲ ስፖርት ለሁሉም ፌዴሬሽን ይፋ ባደረገው መረጃ መሰረት ከጃንዋሪ 28 እስከ 31 በተደረገው በዚህ የስፖርት ፌስቲቫል ላይ ከ134 ሀገራት የተውጣጡ ከ50 ሺህ በላይ ሯጮች ተሳትፈውበታል። የተሳታፊዎቹ ዕድሜ ከ1 ዓመት ህፃን እስከ 90 ዓመት አዛውንት የሚደርስ መሆኑ ውድድሩ ማህበረሰባዊ ተደራሽነትንና አካታችነትን ማዕከል ማድረጉን ያሳያል። በታዋቂ አትሌቶች ምድብ 59 በዓለም ደረጃቸው ከፍ ያሉ ወንድና ሴት አትሌቶች የተሳተፉ ሲሆን ይህም ለውድድሩ ከፍተኛ የቴክኒክ ዋጋ ሰጥቶታል። የሳውዲ ስፖርት ለሁሉም ፌዴሬሽን ፕሬዝዳንት ልዑል ኻሊድ ቢን አልዋድ ቢን ታላል ባስተላለፉት መልእክት ይህ ውድድር በሳውዲ አረቢያ ለማህበረሰብ ስፖርት እየተደረገ ያለውን ከፍተኛ ድጋፍና እድገት ያሳያል። ሩጫው አሁን ላይ የህዝባችን የኑሮ ዘይቤ አካል እየሆነ መጥቷል ብለዋል። ከውድድሩ ጎን ለጎን የሳውዲ ፌዴሬሽን ከቶኪዮ ማራቶን ፋውንዴሽን የልምድ ልውውጥ ስምምነትም ተፈራርሟል። በሪያድ የተመዘገበውን ታላቅ ድል በጥልቀት ለመረዳት የውድድሩን አጭርና አስደናቂ ታሪክ መቃኘት ያስፈልጋል። ምስረታውን 2022 ያደረገው ይህ የማራቶን መድረክ በወንድና በሴቶች ከጅምሩ አንስቶ ኢትዮጵያውያን አትሌቶች የበላይነት ነበራቸው። በ2022 በወንዶች ጸጋዬ ጌታቸው አሸንፏል። ከዚያ በኋላ በነበሩ ተከታታይ ሁለት ውድድሮች ኢትዮጵያውያን ለድል አልበቁም ነበረ። በ2025 ግን አቤጋሻውን ድሉን አስመለሰ። 2026 ኢትዮጵያውያን ጠቅልለው ወሰዱት። በሴቶች ይህ ውድድር ከተጀመረ አንስቶ ሁሉንም ዓመት ኢትዮጵያውያን በአሸናፊነት ተቆጣጥረውታል። ታዱ ተሾመ፣ መሰረት አበባየው፣ በዳቱ ሂርጳ፣ ነፃነት ጉደታና ከና ግርማ አንደኛ ሆነው ሁሉንም ውድድር አሸንፈውታል። የወንዶቹ ታዋቂ አትሌቶች ውድድር ኢትዮጵያውያኑ አትሌቶች የታክቲክ ብስለታቸውን ያሳዩበት መድረክ ነበረ። ከመነሻው ጀምሮ የኢትዮጵያ አትሌቶች ስብስቡን በበላይነት ተቆጣጥረውታል። የሮጡት እንደ ግለሰብ ሳይሆን እንደ አንድ ቡድን በመቀናጀት ፍጥነቱን ለመወሰንና ከተቃራኒ ሀገር አትሌቶች የሚሰ የሚሰነዘሩ ጥቃቶችን ለማክሸፍ ነበረ። አዲሱ ሻምፒዮን አበባው ሙንዬ መሆን ችሏል። ጃንዋሪ 2003 የተወለደው የ23 ዓመቱ ወጣት አበባው ሙንዬ ከጠንካራው የኢትዮጵያ ስብስብ መካከል እጅግ ጠንክሮ ወጥቷል። ያመጣው 2:09:31 የአሸናፊነት ጊዜ የሱን ትዕግስት፣ የታክቲክ ልቀትና የህሊና የበላይነቱን ያሳየ ነበረ። ውድድሩን በሁለተኛነት ያጠናቀቀው አሰፋ መንገሻ ነበረ። ከአበባው በ13 ሰከንዶች ዘግይቶ 2:09:44 የገባው ይህ አትሌት ጠለቅ ያለ ልምድን በጎዳና ላይ ውድድሮች አካብቷል። በ2026 የውድድር ዘመን በማድሪድ ማራቶን 2:09:05 ሁለተኛ ሆኖ ያጠናቀቀ ሲሆን በታሪኩ ከ2 ሰዓት ከ10 በታች የማራቶን ውድድሮችን በተከታታይ መግባት የቻለበት ነበረ። ሶስተኛ ሆኖ ቶልቻ ተፈራ አጠናቋል። የኢትዮጵያ ሙሉ የሜዳሊያ ሰንጠረዡን ፖዲየሙን የበላይነት እንዲያጠናቅቁ ምክንያት የሆነውም እርሱ ነው። 2:10:09 መግባት የቻለበት ሰዓት ነው። በ2026 የራባት ማራቶን 2:08:27 የሆነ የግል ምርጥ ሰዓትን ማስመዝገብ ችሏል። ከቅርብ ዓመታት ወዲህ በረጅም ርቀት ላይ እያሳየ የመጣው እድገትም ለወደፊቱ ትልቅ ተስፋ የተጣለበት ሆኗል። የወንዶቹ ውድድር የኢትዮጵያ የቡድን ጥልቀት ካሳየ በኋላ የሴቶቹ ደግሞ ፍጹም የበላይነትን ማስመልከት ችሎናል። አንደኛ ሆና ውድድሩን ያጠናቀቀችው ኬና ግርማ ነበረች። በ2004 የተወለደችው ወጣቷ አትሌት የሴቶቹን ውድድር 2:25:56 በሆነ አስደናቂ ሰዓት በማሸነፍ በዓለም መድረክ ላይ መምጣቷን አብስራለች። የ22 ዓመቷ ወጣት የ2026 ውድድር ዘመንን በአስደናቂ ሁኔታ የጀመረች ሲሆን በሚያዝያ ወር የማድሪድ ማራቶንን 2:25:59 እንዲሁን የመስካት ማራቶንን ማሸነፍ የቻለች ናት። በደብሊን ማራቶን ሁለተኛ ደረጃ ይዛ ጠናቃለች። እንደ ጥሩነሽ ዲባባ፣ ማሬ ዲባባና ትዕግስት አሰፋ ያሉ ታላላቅ ሴት አትሌቶችን ፈለግ የምትከተል አዲሷ የኢትዮጵያ ፈርጥ መሆኗን አስመስክራለች። ሌላኛው አትሌት አበራሽ ደምሴ ናት። 2:27:15 ፈጅቶባታል። ሶስተኛ ሆና ንግስት ሙሉነህ፣ በአራተኛነት ዝናሽ ደበበ፣ አምስተኛ ሆና አዳነች መኮንን ማጠናቀቅ ችሏል። ኢትዮጵያ እንደ ሪያድ ማራቶን ባሉ ታላላቅ መድረኮች ላይ እንደዚህ አይነት አስደናቂ የበላይነት የምታሳየው በተናጠል አትሌቶች ጥረት ብቻ ሳይሆን ሀገሪቱ በዘረጋችው ጠንካራ የሩጫ ስርዓትና ባህል ምክንያትም ጭምር ነው። ከበቆጂ እስከ ሱሉልታ፣ ከአዲስ አበባ እስከ ገጠራማ የሀገሪቱ የስልጠና ቦታዎች ድረስ የረዥም ርቀት ሯጮች ይህንን ስፖርት ጠንክረው እንደ ባህል ያደርጉታል። ወጣት አትሌቶች የኦሎምፒክ ሻምፒዮኖችን እንደ ሀገር ጀግና እያዩ ያድጋሉ። ከልጅነታቸው ጀምሮ በከፍተኛ አልቲቲዩድ ላይ ልምምድ ይሰራሉ። በሀገር ውስጥ ያለው ፉክክር እጅግ የበረታ በመሆኑ ጠንካራዎቹ ብቻ ወደ ዓለም አቀፍ መድረክ ይመጣሉ። ይህ ደግሞ ማለቂያ የሌለው የአትሌቶች ማምረቻን ኢትዮጵያ እንድትፈጥር አስችሏታል። የ2026ቱ የሪያድ ማራቶን የኢትዮጵያ ረጅም ርቀት ሩጫ አሁንም በወርቃማ ዘመን ላይ መሆኑን ያረጋገጠ ነው። አበባው ሙንዬ፣ ኬና ግርማ፣ አሰፋ መንገሻ፣ ቶልቻ ተፈራ፣ አበራሽ ደምሴ፣ ንግስት ሙሉነህ፣ ምናልባት እንደነ ኃይሌ ገብረስላሴ፣ ቀነኒሳ በቀለ ወይ ጥሩነሽ ዲባባና መሰረት ደፋር ያሉ ታላላቅ ስሞች ላይ ለመድረስ ተስፋ እንዳላቸው እምቅ አቅምም እንዳላቸው ያሳዩበት ነው። የቀደሙት ትውልዶች ታሪክ ሰርተው መድረኩን ሲለቁ አዲስ ተተኪ ትውልድ በምትካቸው ይመጣል። ስሞች እየተቀያየሩ የድል ውጤቶች ሲነግሱ የዓለም አቀፍ የማራቶን መንገዶች በኢትዮጵያውያን የበላይነት ይሞላሉ። የተወደዳችሁ የሸጋ ስፖርት ተከታታዮች ሪያድ ማራቶን 2026 አስደናቂውን የኢትዮጵያውያን የበላይነት የታየበትን ውድድር እስከ መጨረሻው ድረስ በመከታተል እንድትዝናኑበት ጋበዝናችሁ። ሰላም።
Any type of cramp can derail your... It's just so organized, so systematic. There's a number of people that live in this busy cultural and financial district. Just continues to grow. And that's why it's so important. Sport is such a main driver of bringing people together, giving people a sense of purpose and balance and well-being. And that's why the likes of the Saudi Sports for All Federation, the Ministry of Sport and the Saudi Arabian Athletics Federation, that's why mass participation events and bringing people together, that's why this event in its 5th year just continues to grow. 5th year, 4 races this calendar year, different challenges. Those hangs, they're tough, they are. If you haven't done one of those, 15 seconds, that's impressive. Sometimes they have those on the street. The street vendors will have one, and if you hold on for a certain X amount of time, you win money. Like a Red Bull in the race village with their simulators. Some good driving there. Maybe should be signed up. Maybe they're scouting for the next Red Bull driver. But driving the front of the Riyadh Marathon 2026 are our three pacemakers. And again, they're just trying to get through the early stages. Looking out for Lechio Kabede, making his debut. 63 half marathon runner, wearing 14. There he is, just on the shoulder of his compatriot. Rhythmical sound of the tapping of the ground. His teammate Tamuri is the athlete in the same singlet. It's going to make it sometimes a little bit tough to pick them out. Merlu Nagesh is wearing 21. The Norwegian athlete, 209.14, 7th at Hanover last year. Wearing 23, sorry, that's the Abdulaziz just signalling just in front of him. Just finding their running line, biding their time. Wearing 3 is Hazmat Saali, himself, decorated career. You can see him in that black singlet. The Moroccan 207.15, lifetime best. He's finished top 8 in the World Marathon Championships as well. That was in Doha in 2019. Warm conditions that day. Also Marathon, wonderful marathon in North Wales, but it will test you. But I tell you what, I did have super fun last year. I did the New York City Marathon, first of the marathon majors. So I've been very fortunate enough to commentate on many, and with the London Marathon, I host the elite press conferences. So I had the chance to go and do New York and absolutely loved it. The noise, the atmosphere, and running on a major city marathon course. I absolutely thrived on it. Oh, you can just see there all the elite women. I think they were following the lead bike, and they were over to the left-hand side of the screen. And I think the elite women there just weren't quite concentrated on the fact that the drink stations, they're always on the right-hand side. And then they had to navigate, they had to almost make a bit of a U-turn. But you could see the importance of the drink stations, that they had to and wanted to go back for them. It was non-negotiable for some of them. Those that did miss their drink, they'll be looking for a teammate, kind soul out there to pass over the drink if they're not going to complete the whole of it. Went 22. Mr. Deleli. Guzman, Cheki Deleli. Drink station navigated for some. Others, I did think they missed their drink. It's probably then about not panicking, about taking on some of the hydration that is on offer. So that'll be the water. Taking that on board, and that is a skill that everyone finds tough. Taking hydration on. I had the motto of little and often at New York, and that was with paper cups or plastic cups. So trying to drink that as you go through your marathon pace. I think more of it ends up over your face and over your racing singlet than it does. It's just about taking little on and often. It does break down the marathon distance. As Germa, center of the screen. That white and blue singlet. Kabede just in front of her. Kabede in the purple kit on the left-hand side of the screen. sat in that group as well. So his namesake, Sebastian Sarwe, has been absolutely smashing it. So good name to come into the marathon with. Again, these runners will be looking to make their own names famous here on the streets of Riyadh. And there's Tola on the center of the screen there. TEFERA Tola, he's said 2:12 lifetime best, but that is due some serious alteration. 24-year-old. He's looking pretty comfortable in the early stages. If training has gone to plan, then it definitely should have. He's on the back of that group as well. Here's the athlete I mentioned, Hamza Zali, the Moroccan athlete. Didn't finish last year in Daegu. It's going to be interesting to see how well he goes today. He's been so good at major championships and had a pretty good long career. Coming up towards the age of 33. You can just see him maybe on the back. Looks like he may be just working a little bit harder than those around him. Just trying to judge that effort. Hughes. A friend of mine, Dan Nash, does a lot of work on that in his own marathon preparation. A physiologist that gets it on the treadmill, tests the shoes over and over again. As testing the runners' concentration. And again, they seem surprised to see another drink station. As the elite women know that their next drink station will be coming along almost every 5 kilometers. Try and get an update of those splits. The elite men, we think, are covering around about that 3 minutes per kilometre. The elite women, around about that 3:25. So, I think that was a lost gel. I hope that gel was taken on board. Again, that's a skill. There's lots of skills involved here, aren't there? There's a skill of opening a gel and ingesting it and taking it on board. And again, it's not super easy. That's 66 there. Tigist Mengistu just on the center of the screen in the green. Again, no bead of sweat on her face, looking very relaxed, very controlled. Germa behind her. So I think Sang was the last athlete we saw drop off the back of this group. So very Ethiopian strong, this lead group, and many of them will train together in the forest trails, and you might have seen it online, the superb warm-up and rhythmical drills. They will work together, train together, eat together. It's very much a family and a team-orientated sport in Ethiopia. The conveyor belt is just so strong. 56 there. Dasala is in the green with the t-shirt underneath, wearing number 56. So good pedigree, having won in Istanbul and Rome. Right on the center of the screen there. So it's always a case, myself as a coach, looking at the facial expressions. Some runners are very good poker players. They show very little emotions. Others show some emotions or some stress, but it's not really what the body's feeling either. You can often tell whether runners are starting to struggle. And Our pacemakers okay there. A little bit of digestion from their own, maybe drinks bottle or energy gel. A little check of the watch. And normal service resumes. So 53, the Messi there on the right-hand side of the screen. Kabede at the front of that group. In close contention as we have our split screen again. The elite men on the left-hand side, the elite women on the right-hand side of the screen. The potential story thus far in the men's is we've lost one of the pacemakers. We're expected to go fairly far into the race. Youssef Ben Hadi, the Moroccan athlete, so it is the two Kenyan pacemakers. Agre Kiprotich, Bernard Nengo are the two pacers, but they are two quality pacers. Kiprotich himself, 61 lifetime best, and he'll be cruising along this pace. He was due for 30 kilometers and Nengo 25 kilometers, so it'll be interesting to see what happens now if those dynamics change. We're in 3 on the center. Hamza Sali, the Moroccan that I've mentioned, decorated career. Wearing 10, Negese, 210 lifetime best, 4th in Madrid in 2025. Lucky enough to Madrid commentary in 2024. It clashed with London Marathon last year. And that marathon is at slight altitude. It's a tough old course. Wonderful city, wonderful event. So Negese wearing 10. He could be someone to look out for. And he looks very economical at the moment, very relaxed. You can see that gold chain bouncing up and down. Wearing 6 next to him, Colin, the Kenyan, 208, lifetime best, second in Eindhoven. So we're wearing 12, the lean over the shoulder. That's TEFERA, 28, 20, 10K, making his marathon debut. Him and Kabede wearing 14, other 2 marathon debuts in this lead group. And it's always fascinating watching runners make their marathon debut. There's the slight unknown, there's the confusion or the experience.
የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
Got a lifetime best of 60 minutes and 10 seconds for the half marathon, so no wonder he's there. And that was in March 2025. But his marathon best, 2:16. So that, well, maybe that was not quite the debut that he would have wanted. So, but this now is a much better showing as he's right on the front of this race. Was 5th place in Beijing for that marathon. But right now with a 60-minute half marathon, that's why he's at the front of this group. In December, ran 61:13 in Shenzhen in China, so he's in shape. He's obviously prepped for this. TEFERA is at the front of the group now. 207 lifetime best. The Osaka Marathon champion. He's looked like he's been gasping for air at various times, but that could be just how he runs, just how he operates. Sawe with the gold bib, making his debut. Looking smooth and impressive at the moment. Remember, he was on the list for the half marathon. Victor Sawe and Muniye on the podium 12 months ago. I mean, just for the first time, TOLCHA has just dropped back. Muniye now, he looks good in the blue singlet. Deciding now, I think they know that something has to go, something has to give. We can't have well, can't have this many runners coming down to the last mile, especially if you're not overly confident of your own finishing kick. Muniye, TEFERA are the two athletes now that are pushing it on, pushing the pace. And now this is probably the first significant break of the race. Abebaw Muniye on the podium 12 months ago. And now he's decided that he would, well, love to be the winner, love to be the champion. So he's gone to the front and he is trying now to, well, trying to win the race over the last couple of miles, the last 3 kilometers or so of running. The battle is between these two. TEFERA is literally sticking to him. I love that. Goes to one side of the road. Muniye almost just asking the question, almost like cycling, where you know someone's tracking you, just a slight move to see whether they continue to follow you or not. And more fascinating with Abebaw Muniye's racing record. So no other races between this 12 months ago, as he signals to TEFERA behind him, is either don't clip my heels or do you want to take over? But I tell you what, this race is not over yet. The battle behind, anyone could still bridge that gap. But Muniye looks good. He's a powerful runner, and you can see he's pouring it on. TEFERA, who's been gasping for air, looking fairly fatigued throughout the latter stage of the marathon. Muniye looks good for me, looks strong, looks powerful, and almost a little prayer to himself there, as if to say, this is it, I'm all in. 2 hours on the race clock. This is the part of the marathon distance that, yes, they may cover this distance in training, but at a much slower pace. The effort and the application of running the marathon at this pace, you can only ever replicate it in the actual marathon distance itself on race day. So that's why it is unforgiving, that's why it is the unknown, and that's why anything can happen, even when you're looking good and feeling good into the later stages of a race. It's never over until you hit that finishing tape or you cross that finishing line. But Muniye, he looks good at the moment. TEFERA, he's not giving this up. You can see him. This means everything. And he's fighting tooth and nail, stride by stride. Muniye almost looks back to say, have you not taken the hint that I'm trying to win this from the front? And that gap now closes from 3-4 meters to 2 meters to 1 meter. TEFERA is right there again. He's not giving this up. Muniye, little look behind, maybe to see where the chasers are, and where if these two maintain their pace, then it's between Muniye, TEFERA, for who is going to be the Riyadh Marathon champion 2026. Muniye now, check stride. Sometimes it's easier to be the chaser, sometimes it's easier to sit in, to gauge your finishing kick. He maybe just asked the questions of the big group to break it up, to split it up. A little check of the watch, and that will be confirmation that the meters is being eaten away in terms of what is left. The course record, I think, is safe for another year. That's 2:06.27 by the DEREJE, the Ethiopian, back in 2022. But it is about a race, and it's a race between two Ethiopians. Abebaw Muniye, second last year in his lifetime best, 2:08.32. ASEFA Sophia is the compatriot who is grimacing. He's been trying to get air on board, almost one eye shut with the pain of the marathon. Muniye looks as if it's biting, but if I was to say who looks the better of the two, Muniye in the blue, wearing bib number 7, looks slightly more relaxed than TEFERA, and he's just sat on the shoulder, and his experience as well. He knows where to be placing wise, he knows this course, having podium last year. So this now, to me, is where the smart money might lie. As we go back to the elite women. And I still think it's 53. Domese and 60 is Kenya Gamira. And it is, as they check with the one pacemaker. And this is interesting, latter stage of the race. They're 2 hours and 4 minutes in, is how far, obviously, the pace is due to go to 40 kilometers, but how beneficial it is to their racing tactics. Germa is the athlete right on the shoulder of the pacemaker. Domese is the athlete that's happy to be sat in the slipstream, very much like Muniye sat on TEFERA. And again, fantastic split screen here of the elite men on the left-hand side, the elite women with around about 20 so minutes of running. The elite men, much less so. They're into the business end. This is the racing part now where it's down to 2 athletes. Who is going to take the 2026 Riyadh Marathon title? TEFERA wearing 5 on the left-hand side of the screen. Muniye, who's been on the podium previously, he's raced sparingly, but when he has raced here, he's raced very well. And now the gap towards them and the 3rd place group has grown, so it's between the 2 athletes on the screen on the left. And the elite women at the moment, unless something drastically happens, the 2 athletes that were there with the pacemaker, but it's all eyes on this elite men's finish now. Muniye can't stop looking at his watch, and whether that's checking the pace or what the distance is to go, or whether it's just a distraction from the pain. TEFERA, who has not hidden his pain, probably for the last 10, 15 kilometers. And I tell you what, that pain will be worth it if he hits top spot on the podium. It's a big payday for both of these athletes, whether it's first or second, but significantly different if they are going to be the champion. And to put that on your CV as well, that will get them definitely an invite back next year, and also the potential for other races around the globe. So Muniye deciding now. He's made a break previously and it wasn't decisive. Now he goes again. The camera does a great job of giving us the speed of the leg turnover of Muniye as he drives and tries to make the distance now count between him, TEFERA now, who closed the gap down and went into the lead. But now this could be significant as the clock's ticked over course record pace. So this now is about the victory. You can hear the finishing gantry noise in the distance. So that'll be a welcome sound to the leader on the screen. Abebaw Muniye is your leader. On the podium 12 months ago. And I think he's going to be the champion this year. And he's going to find himself on the top spot of the podium. Wonderful shot there of the masses on the left-hand side of the roadway. And the leader and the, well, almost the champion here. Don't forget, all the races end and started here. The Princess Narora bint Abdurrahman University here. The Marathon Race Village, the festival located. And it will be a festival for this athlete on the screen as the distance continues to grow between ASEFA TEFERA in second place in the green. But our leader, Abebaw Muniye, is driving. And, well, this would be a fantastic victory, the biggest of his career. And I always wonder whether athletes have a chance to enjoy the final moments, the pain of the marathon. is there for whether you're an elite or one of the masses. Just maybe hurt slightly shorter for the masses. Given their time is just over 2 hours and 8 minutes. Some of our marathon runners in the masses will be going through their halfway point, so they'll be marveling at the sight of the elites coming down towards the finishing line, coming towards 2 hours and 9 minutes on the race clock. So I think we're going to be just inside 2 hours and 10 minutes. There's the wonderful sight of the finishing line. The carpet, the red carpet laid out for the champion, for the winner. And here he is coming into the final stages here at the Riyadh Marathon 2026. Abebaw Muniye is taking the title. He is your champion from Ethiopia on the podium 12 months ago. And this time it's the top spot. Muniye, superb bit of running. Absolutely delighted with second place, a very painful ASEFA TEFERA. Muniye, what a brilliant win, what a brilliant finishing. Oh, as the pain is evident to see. Another TEFERA, so it's the TEFERA second and third, DEREJE TEFERA. I think just ahead of RAPHAEL, KOLIAN, the Kenyan.
የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
When he did make the decision to transfer to the marathon, Muniye, brilliant bit of running there. TOLCHA, my coach and I had him as a potential tip because he looked so good. But wheels slightly fell off in the latter stages. As we go back to the latter stages of the elite women, significant. Demesi has dropped off, so now there's a gap. It's Kenya Germa in the blue. Germa now is pushing the pace. And, well, Germa, when I look back, it's a superb bit of running. Weather between here and the Irish capital, but second place that day, but at the moment heading towards first place. And well, this would be a superb result. As I said, she's improved from 2:41, 2:32 to 2:26, and a couple of wins. And now going towards maybe her third win in 4 marathons, Sarway. That was a good debut. I was impressed with that. KOLIAN says, well done to Sarway. So an impressive half marathon. Those cycle shorts hang off him. So almost making them look like long shorts. But there's another Sarway to add to the Kenyan marathon family. Muniye, winner of the elite men's race. Kenya Germa at the moment in the blue singlet, following the pacemaker with 2 hours and 13 minutes on the race clock. And I think, well, she looks very tough, the marathon is. And, well, how much of a boost it gives you to get on the podium. Germa, this is impressive. A little check of the watch. That marathon record, 3 marathons, 2 wins, improvement in every single marathon. And she's going to be close to that time she ran in Dublin, that 2:26 personal best as our elite men stand proud. That's our top 3. TEFERA and TEFERA, with Muniye on the centre spot. Muniye has been a popular winner here, having been on the podium 12 months ago. But the podium in the elite women's, is it going to be for Girma? Kenya Girma has moved away from the chasers. There was a larger group a few kilometers ago. It was down to herself and Demesi. Demesi has dropped off significantly. 2:16.06 on the race clock. So 3 marathons in 2025 and starting off 2026 very successfully at the moment. Look at that. That over probably the last kilometre or so. The gap is significant, and you can see probably a equal gap back to 3rd place. Just too long a distance, I think. I don't think she's going to cover that in 30 seconds, but it's still going to be one of the fastest times we've had. If she runs inside 2:26.32, it's going to be a lifetime best. It's going to be more progression on her personal best. And this is a very impressive bit of distance running. Kenya Girma has been rhythmical. She's been strong, she's been fluid. She's been tactically brilliant throughout today. She's had the support of the pacemaker, much past 40 kilometers. His job is done. So he could do with stepping aside. Yes, he does, brilliantly. That's nicely done. Let's give Kenya Girma the, well, the full celebration, the full accolade of those that are going to be on the finishing line. 2:25 clips over. The runners can see, can't they, from a long way out, that finishing straight. Now the pacemaker goes to the left. Girma goes to the right. This is her home straight. Superb bit of distance running by this young Kenyan athlete. And there the tape awaits. An impressive run, a dominant run. 3 marathons in 2025, 2 victories, a 2nd place in the Dublin Marathon. But the champion here in the 2026 Riyadh Marathon is going to be the superb athlete from Kenya, the champion from Riyadh 2026 Marathon, Kenya Girma, taking the title, a superb run. And now the fatigue hits, and look at the
የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
Her career, 3 victories. So impressive. And I am, well, in awe of this athlete, and I tell you what, look out for her in the future, because she has gone from strength to strength and has been so impressive. Now back to the half marathon. Wudu is the athlete leading, 73 lifetime best, but she's absolutely smashing that out of the park in this half marathon. 68 minutes on the race clock, 69 minutes is the course record. How close to that can we get? We're waiting for confirmation of that men's time. Could be a course record, but is it going to be a course record for the women? And the home straight, the pacemaker's job is done. 69 minutes is ticked over, so I think we're going to be just outside the course record. The half marathon finish to the left, marathon finish to the right. There's just a confirmation of that. So it's into the home straight now. The pacemaker's job is done. Fantastic bit of distance running. Zwedi Wudu is the athlete being chased by those behind, but they're not going to close the gap from the group behind. Now into the home straight. Pacemaker, you can step aside. The Riyadh half marathon champion for 2026 from Ethiopia. It's a super impressive time, around about the 70-minute mark. So Wudu is the title taker and champion. Superb run here at the Riyadh Marathon. This, the half marathon distance. The chasers behind. Who is going to join Wudu on the podium? That is going to be the pre-race favourite, Zerahan, who's going to take second place. She'll probably be slightly disappointed to be runner-up, but another podium nonetheless. Another finisher, 1:53. Mamo, I think it's going to be around about 5th or 6th place. So